Happy Sunday, everybody. Working on another project right now. This particular project, I'm getting ready to replace my cooktop stove. There's nothing really wrong with this one. Had a couple of parts that were broken, but we could have replaced this. But the fact that it was just kind of old and credit linking was enough for us to want to get rid of it. So it's my first time replacing one of these, and looking at the instructions, I thought I should be able to do it. It says for the installation part, the gas cooktop must be installed by a competent person to the relevant gas standards. I think I should be able to do this. So, all right, well, without further delay, let me go over some of the things I'm going to need for my particular project. Since we're messing with some gas lines, I'm going to need a couple of crescent wrenches. 1, 2. Set up my stuff down below. Going to need some of this pipe thread compound or some Teflon tape, whichever one I decide to use. Tried this is kind of messy actually, so I think this particular time I might try the tape. We will see. And a pipe fitting wrench, if that's what you call this. Gonna need all this stuff. After I'm done making my connections, I want to make sure everything is connected safely. So I've got some dish detergent here, which is kind of bubbly. Not this kind of bubbly, but this kind of bubbly, so that I can check for any leaks underneath the, on the hoses or anywhere down there where I'm working. So bottle this, mix it up, make sure it's ready for you. So without further ado, let's see what I have on my parts and everything ready. Yep, I'm going to go down below the counter and get started. Looks like that scene in Pulp Fiction when he opened up the briefcase and he saw all the lights. It was like, pretty cool. But shit, wow, that is pretty cool. All right, so first thing we're going to be doing down here, we need to make sure that I want to make sure that the power is turned off. So I'm going to disconnect my power to my cooktop. Get rid of that. This light is hot as hell, I can tell you that. Secondly, this gas line, right now it's on. We want to make sure where it's in line, meaning that it's in flow with the whole gas thing. I want to make sure I cut that off. So I'm going to turn that off into the off position, and now that's gone. What I'm going to do, I think, I've got this connection here. I just turned that off. But I'm going to disconnect the actual gas line coming from the cooktop itself. So kind of goes up there all the way. Got my cool ass iPhone 4 cam working for me, doing some backup assistant work. So instead of disconnecting all this stuff, I'm just going to disconnect it from here. Part of the hose that I bought was actually larger than this cable here. So as such, I'm going to have to take this adapter, actually I'm going to have to take this adapter out and get rid of this and then screw this into the valve itself. So first time doing all this kind of stuff, so let's see what we do. So yeah, that part. All right, got my gas turned off, got my stuff unplugged. This particular cooktop, I didn't see whether or not it had any kind of brackets or anything holding it down in place. So I'm assuming that once I disconnect it from the gas line, I should be able to just pull this bad boy right on out. That's what the assumption is. All right, so we shall see. This is where the crescents come into play. So I'm going to hold this one in place and do some unscrew work. Unscrew, just gotta screw. All right, not too bad. Alright, cool. Move this out of the way. Actually, do I want to take it out now? Yeah, why not? Let's celebrate some accomplishments. Alright, so let me wrap this puppy around here. And we'll find out whether or not that was disconnected at the top or not. Let's see. gotta get rid of all this stuff. Extra weight anyway. Try not to mess up this countertop. I'll leave the knobs on. Oh, I forgot this broken piece. Close up my space down here so I got room to walk. So let's see. Look at that. All right. Cool. Where's my path? I'll be back. Wasn't too bad. Figure out how to lay this one down. The line underneath. Nothing's breaking. That was the gas caps falling down off the old one. Forgot about those. All right, so let me grab this new one and see if I can put it in place as well. Try to park my power table similar to like I did. This puppy up. Let's see here. Dipping everything down. And, all right, we have a larger cooktop than our hole is. So this is going to be a part 2, because I got to cut some stuff. All right, I thought this was the right size. All right, well, this is going to be part 1, and this is some granite type stuff, so we shall see. TBD. TBD, this puppy is larger, so let's see what we do. No. All right, until next time. All right, so for this part, I'm going to get ready to put some of the Teflon tape or gas tape around this pipe fitting so that I can attach the regulator to it. Just trying to decide whether to use the actual tape or the putty. So let's see what this looks like. All right, let me try some of the tape. Maybe I will I'll try some of the mud and see what that looks like. Hope that's enough. And saw a couple of videos where some guys had actually put it on the inside of the fitting. Going to be putting the regulator on. You're going to make sure that this is actually, there's an arrow here pointing towards the stove itself or the cooktop itself. So you're going to make sure that the arrow is pointing towards that. Put a little bit more on the bottom there. Doesn't have to be pretty. And I'm going to rub a little bit on the inside. as well. Screw it on. The aim is to try to make sure this is accessible from the countertop or underneath. Get kind of tight there. That's pretty damn good, actually. Get some of this off of my hand. Just to put some more on in a couple of seconds. And then I'm going to put this other adapter on and connect it to the regulator. So once again, I just use some of this stuff. Spread it on there a little bit. Alright, it's kind of all over as it should be. And I'm going to again just rub some on the inside of that as well. Double duty. Can't hurt. Got that puppy lubed up. All right, so once again, get to screwing these things together. That looks a little messy, but that's okay. Let me put my lid on and clean my hands for this. To prepare for the mess. Where's my wrench? Got a wrench around here somewhere. Is that the right size? Nope. Widen that up. Pretty tight. We don't want to get it too tight. Look at that. Lick it off. It's vanilla icing. No, it's not. That might be dangerous to the public. I don't want to misinform anybody. Do not eat this stuff. Could be deadly. All right. I think we should be good on that. All right. So, let me get some paper towel to clean off some of the excess. How about some more paper towel? 1 second. Wash some of the stuff off my hands. Maybe I'll try to tape the next time. It's kind of messy. Chemicals on my hands too. Probably wore gloves, like the ones that I have laying around, but didn't pick up at the time. So maybe I'll do that. Water's hot. Hoping you're having a good day while you listen to me wash my hands. Maybe might not take that long. All right, I am back. All right, so again, I was trying to, I guess, straighten up the area a little bit around here. So let me do a little bit of cleanup. All right, I'm sure that's good. Same thing up top here. Some of this extra icing, get it off. Kidding. We don't want any adult or, oh, my light bulbs are popping out around here. adult people trying to eat icing from the bottom of a cooktop stove gas connection. Oh, all right. So looking at this, I think I should be cool. This is pretty sturdy here. This is supposed to be an air valve. Should it be open? Should it be closed? Somebody let me know. The instructions said something, but the videos that I saw mentioned nothing about this particular air vent thingy here. It actually unscrews, but it was closed when I screwed it in the first time. I did, out of curiosity, open it just to see what the deal was, but I closed it back after that. So air vent, I don't know, am I supposed to do something with it? Maybe I'll read the instructions a little bit more afterwards. So I'm gonna put the gas connector pipey thing on here. Lights coming on and off. And per what I've read, I don't need to put any of the Teflon tape on these particular kind of connections. So I'm just gonna screw this puppy on. It keeps me from having to do it from underneath the counter, you know, got more space out here and I can see better, reach better. So I thought it was a good idea. Plus I saw somebody else do it too on YouTube. All right, so it feels kind of cool. Started it off with a nice hand tighten. Gonna put a couple of rounds of the ratchet on there as well. If I can find a clean one. Got my tools all messed up. I don't like this stuff. All right, next time it's the Teflon tape. Let's see, adjust this puppy. All right, and again, we're not gonna go too crazy with it. We're just gonna give it a couple tugs to make sure we're good. All right, I think we should be good. We're moving this a little bit, but that's cool. It could probably use a little more tightening anyway, so. And we'll test it with my solution of water and dish detergent once I get ready to spray all these joints after connecting everything. So at this particular point, we are going to detach the current one that I have in place and do some stuff to the gas line that I need to do. I need to replace a couple of connections there, but wanted to get this part out of the way. So at this particular point, we are good with this part. All right, so this is an update to my tools needed for the cooktop project that I did last year in 2020. Forgot to mention some of the tools I needed. Well, one of the major tools I needed to actually cut the granite when I realized that my cooktop was too big for the actual hole that was already pre-cut when they installed the granite top. I had to cut it. I had some additional cutting to do, so I had to actually use the saws here, the grinder, angle grinder. Got a larger one and this smaller one, and they both came in quite handy doing the job. And I had to buy a special blade for that, diamond blade, in order to cut the countertop, which made it a lot easier. But the moral of that story is to always measure 1, 2, 3 times before you actually cut. So, yeah, needed those items to cut the countertop to make it fit the right way, and that's what I needed to do. So that was my update for the tools I needed for my 2020 cooktop project.